for the long-awaited Leviathan redesign video, which this is more of a reimagine slash redesign, cause like my Beelzebub video, Helluva Boss's Bee felt and looked more like a child of Beelzebub than the actual prince, though Helluva Boss's Leviathan looks more like an assistant than a child or the actual prince. And I'm really sorry to those of you who like the design, but I really can't be passively nice about this, since there's really nothing that gives the indication this is Leviathan in the design, other than her sitting with the sins, cause while the others at least hold some connection to their biblical versions, like Ozzy being a rooster and having 3 heads, being bug-like, and Mammon being a man, and Belphegor, yeah, no, I can't say anything because, well, she's clearly based on Baphomet, and yes, there is a difference. And then Satan, who is often depicted as a dragon, so his design makes sense and fits. While Leviathan, no lie, looks like glitz and glam fused together with Pearl and Perry from Monster High. Even the outfit looks like a fusion of the 4. Plus, if Leviathan is supposed to represent the freak show side of the circus, cause we all know hell is like a circus, with Lucifer being the ringleader, Beelzebub the animal tamer, Ozzy the fire dancer, Satan the strongman, and Mammon the jester, which, yeah, that part of their design is more of a suggestion than an actual theming for their designs, but if that is what Leviathan's role, then you'd think she'd look way more crazier. Like, I know conjoined twins are very popular in this aspect, but we're in hell, as we're told time and time again, so shouldn't she look like 100 times more insane? I mean, her being a fish person doesn't really elevate it. I mean, she has legs, for Pete's sake. Also, why does she have legs? Like, I get her citizens have legs, cause why not? But you'd think the giant sea monster Leviathan would have something going on besides legs. And I know a lot of you are going to point out that this is just like her smaller form, and her bigger form will probably not have legs, similar to Mammon, but like, are we ever really gonna see that? Plus, this is kind of where I get frustrated, because we have seen that the Sins look the way they do due to being the top demonic entity, and their citizens have like probably 1 to 2 things in common with their princes, but Leviathan and Baphomet, I'm not calling her Belphegor, look way too much like their citizens. Like, at least Baphomet looks different enough to feel more elevated compared to her citizens, but Leviathan really looks like her citizens. And I get it could be an envy thing where like the citizens are made to look like her, but it's also like, shouldn't she be the best of the best design and looking compared to her citizens because of the whole envy situation? But yeah, plus the hair, which, like, don't get me wrong, I love the fin-like hair. As someone who draws sea creatures on the daily, I was delighted that many of the Envy citizens had fins for hair, but Leviathan's hair is just glitz and glam's hair. And I know someone is going to headcanon explain me by saying the twins are copying her, but until the twins say it in show, I'm gonna say BS to that noise. I'm sorry. But honestly, at the end of it, this design is just not giving what it could have. Like, I do like the idea of freak show Leviathan, because let's be honest, Leviathan is a freak show, said with love, of course, because I mean, the thing's so big it can manipulate the ocean. It has a gateway to hell in its mouth and can only be killed by God themselves. Like, Leviathan is a straight up monster, so I just don't really get how we got this. I mean, I kind of know, and yeah, Spindlehorse doesn't have to make the Sins look like the figure that they share a name with, but with an icon like Leviathan, I expect a lot more. And like, don't get me wrong, I still like bits and pieces of the design. The color palette, for example, even though Envy's colors are green, I do like that the highlight color is green, so makes up for that. Plus, the shades of purple picked works very nice, and it's spread out pretty evenly. It's just the split down the middle skin color. Like, I feel for a fish like Demon, the skin design could be better, or at least more unique. But Also, last bit of my rant, cause after seeing Leviathan's design, I couldn't help but not mention it. None of the main girls ever seem to go outside the norm of demonic looks. Like, nearly all the girls are more human-like than the males are, which isn't 100% a bad thing, just something I noticed since Leviathan isn't as monstrous as I would have assumed. I mean, neither is Bee or Baphomet, but at least with Kesha Bee, she has a lot on her that makes her look different enough, and Baphomet has all the eyes eyes, but Leviathan just has a second head and a regular human face and body. Like, at the end of it, it's just so weird to me that Leviathan is the most human looking. And to be completely honest, I really feel Leviathan and Baphomet were just last minute thoughts and designs, as it's clear they were only meant to be mentioned and have no real role in the show, let alone a reason to interact with the main cast other than the trial, cause you can see from the Mastermind concept stage designs that Leviathan and Baphomet had no solid designs made, and these concepts were made years before the actual episode. Yet everyone but them had an underlining design. So yeah, I truly feel Leviathan and Baphomet were just either first drafts or rushed. But yeah, I'm rambling, on to the design. Okay, again, this isn't a full redesign, but like a reimagine slash redesign? Question mark? Cause I did keep certain design elements from the OG character cause I still liked the elements given, but since the character is somewhat based on the biblical lore that they share the name with, and there's no actual character lore yet, other than she's the Prince of Inby and is freak show coded as her circus act, and that's about it. I mean, obviously we only saw her for like, 24 seconds and she didn't even speak, so yeah. So I figured I'd use my Leviathan's reimagined design as a base and add a little bit of AU lore to fill her out a bit, so yeah. Also, since I already made Leviathan and felt this was like my Beelzebub video, this version is going to be Leviathan's distant relative, as Leviathan has no living children anymore, but long stretches of bloodlines. Think like Genghis Khan. So yeah, Abyss, as I'm gonna call her, cause a lot of Leviathan's descendants have a strong connection to it, and Leviathan doesn't care to learn her actual name, is designed to look like they are related to Leviathan, even if it's been eons of his bloodline's continuation. But anyway, I designed her to look more sea dragon-like, but added octopus elements as well, giving her tentacle hair with bioluminescent suckers. I did keep the fin hairstyle the OG has going on, but I used the fins to give the illusion of a crown. Her face shape also gives the illusion of a crown, since I was going for like an underwater flower vibe, mixed with betta fish, since they're very flashy and pretty, but this also shows that even after eons of children being born, Leviathan's descendants still look a lot like them. And you can also tell that Leviathan's true form is showcased in them, as I gave Abyss 4 arms, which is both a nod to her OG form of having 2 heads, but also to Leviathan's true demonic form on Earth, which no, he does not have just 4 arms, or arms exactly, but like kind of in that range. I don't want to spoil anything. As for the bottom half of her, well, I kind of took the conjoined twin aspect of the OG, and Leviathan being, well, a primordial sea serpent, and since I used Dante's Inferno to include Cerberus, I figured why not use another classic monster to base the design around, aka Scylla, a sea monster, often a woman, with multiple heads and legs. She's usually drawn with serpent-like legs that have heads on them, and lives in the ocean. So yeah, I gave Abyss 2 eel-like serpent legs. Well, not really legs, as she's built like an octopus at the bottom, but fun little fact, if a head is cut off, it does grow back, and since she's not fully grown yet, she only has 2 heads. They all talk in unison, but the heads often say things they shouldn't. They're more so parts of Abyss's own mind, and when she speaks to them, she's actually just talking to herself. Also, the heads' faces show the personality they favor the most of Abyss. Since I really liked the idea of the app being a play on the happy and sad masks, but since it wasn't really included in the design, I figured why not? Because you'll see I did recolor the other faces to be more on the nose of the app. And speaking of color, so yeah, if you can't tell, I did use the color palette of the OG, but made the purple less gray and excluded the pink, mainly because pink was already on Keshabi, Baphomet, and Ozzy. And while their outfits don't have to be color coded, their overall selves should stick to it, since it's kind of been proven that their overall body's designs stick to their sin's color. And since Leviathan's body is already including green into her color palette, it just seemed like too much. Plus, Plus, while you can have two highlight colors, it can get a bit messy fast if you're trying to keep the balance of the two colors. I mean, the pink's not exactly a highlight color anyway, as it's only on one side. So yeah, that's another reason for no pink. Also, I know we can't see the bottom of her, but what is shown is just a darker purple skirt and, you know, the same purple and white legs. So I don't think the pink is hidden anywhere else on the design. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with the color palette. I think the pastel purple really makes the darker colors pop, and since I kept the neon green away from it, the two didn't need to fight for dominance to be seen. Though I wish I could have made the makeup better looking, plus I realized the eyebrow was weird, so I did more of a last unicorn symbol on her forehead, which just feels so much better. Now, as for the outfit, so yeah, I didn't take any inspiration from the OG outfit, and this might be the first time I actually could not find anything to like about it. Like, it's just a cropped high neck tank top with a boob window, and low-key a really lazy shirt design. Like, I don't know what that is. And thanks to one of the official merch artists for Hell of a Boss, I got to see the rest of her outfit before the post was taken down, so she is just wearing a simple pencil skirt. And, like, I know I've said this before, that it's weird Leviathan and Baphomet aren't dressed up more for the trial, like Bee and Ozzy and Mammon are, but Baphomet has the excuse of being naked and lazy, but Leviathan? Nah. No, I'm not buying it. Like, I know this is their first appearance, but why not go crazy with the outfit and then have her in her stock outfit later down the road if she is to come back? Though, if this is her stock outfit, then I feel they could have done better. So yeah, I went way more avant-garde with this one. I really wanted the outfit to stand out and feel as abstract as possible, since Abyss's design limits a bit due to the snake-like bottoms. So I gave her a triple layered bodice, the top layer looking like her hair and flared out at the top to give the illusion of a fishtail. The bottom layer is tucked underneath and splits down at the end. It's also meant to look like a fishtail, but more regal. And the front little dangly bits are to give the illusion of front fins. The third layer is just used to keep the middle area pinched together. Overall, it's meant to look like a lot of fishtails were used, but also kind of give the illusion of the shape of a stingray. I know, like, I know it doesn't 100% look like a stingray, but it's supposed to just like ink blot kind of design in a way, you know what I mean? More of a thought piece couture kind of design. Also, I did keep the gloves because they also fit with reimagined Leviathan's fit, and speaking of Leviathan's fit, I did add a bone-like open necklace, and if she turns around, it's supposed to have a spine attached to it on the back. I did want to add more bone elements, but felt the subtlety of where the bones could be seen would add to her character, aka do not turn your back to her. Anyway though, I'm pretty happy with this design. I do wish I could have actually redesigned the show's version like I'm gonna do for Sloth, but honestly, all I'd really do is fuse the two heads together, but keep the neck separated and put her in a more crazy half and half top, cause the bottom half of her would be full on monster body. Maybe a nice fabric on the back. But yeah, small little rant here. That's another thing that kind of bothered me about the half and half. But again, I do like that they are split down the middle in color, though I wish the outfit also incorporated that other than the gloves, because the outfit being the same color is just like really irritating, especially when you cannot see the bottom of her. But even that little snippet of what I got to see did not add anything to the bottom half of her, so like, why even do the half and half if you're not gonna go crazy with it, right? But yeah, instead of doing a full redesign of the actual show's version, I'm just gonna make Leviathan's true form, cause why not? Anyway, again, very happy with the design, and even happier that I changed a few things, cause now I'm even more in love with her. As for AU stuff, all I can say is she's similar to Leviathan to some degree, like their personalities are a little different. She's more interested in art, like she enjoys watching artists break under their own pressure, you know, kind of like Van Gogh. I know that's not how you say it. She just enjoys seeing other people cause their own misery instead of inflicting it herself. She's also not very close with Leviathan. I mean, none of the bloodlines are, other than a small few who actually want to learn how to harness the Abyss's magic, but yeah. Also, just for the record, most of this won't be a part of the Hotel Redemption other than the actual Abyss, and I've talked about it before. That will play a role. This character not so much. But yeah, this was fun. I feel a lot better now. Apologies if I was too rude this time, but y'all know sea-themed characters are my favorite, and Leviathan is my second favorite sin, so to see this just hit me harder than the others have. But yeah, again, if y'all still like the design, then awesome. I don't want to take that away from y'all. Just needed to rant it out. That's all I can say. But yeah, next video will be redesigning Sloth, because I put way too much effort into the sketch, so yeah. And then hopefully, hopefully, the world building video for Hotel Redemption will be ready, and then something really fun that I've been working on after that. Also, no new members unfortunately, but I did notice that some of y'all are really close to the love shark icon, and man, I cannot wait to see it. Also, thank you again, 4foot10, for the super thanks on my Aisha redesign video. Y'all should watch that, by the way, I hear it's really good. But on to the wall of teeth you go! Also, thank you to the other members, you have my whole heart. I have some really fun stuff just for y'all this week, aka Hotel Redemption stuff, so look forward to that. Also, remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe, follow me on my socials right here, and if possible, hit that join button or super to join the Board of Teeth. It really helps out the channel and me. I hope you all have a super fantastic day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!